Y'all, welcome to the Nick Gates Show. Today, I'm going to show you how to change out the spark plugs. We got a 2015 Infiniti QX80. We're going to change them out. I'm going to show you how. Y'all, whenever your car gets around 100,000 miles or so on it, it's going to be about time to change out those spark plugs. And if you take your car to a service center, they're going to probably tell you it's going to be anywhere from $400 to $600. Depending on if you got a 4-cylinder, V6, V8, right around that range. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. I'm gonna do it myself, but just like anything, if you are not familiar how to do this, if you don't have the right tools, not to mention, some make and models are going to be different, right? So some are going to be easy to get to your spark plug. Some are going to be a little bit more difficult. They may have some hoses, some wires, stuff like that in the way. So if you're not confident in your skills to put stuff back together, back the way it used to be, this may not be the job for you. You may want to pay that $400 to $600 at the service center. I went out, this is a V8, got 8 spark plugs, not the cheapest, definitely not the most expensive, but right in the middle of the road. I'm gonna change them out. Done a little bit of research on YouTube so far, so I'm fairly confident we can get this done quick and easy. Check it out. All right, y'all, first thing first, let's pop the hood. All right, y'all, we got our hood up. I'm gonna first do a video. We got a left and a right side. We got 4 spark plugs on each. First, I'm going to show you exactly what we're working with here and kind of walk you through what we got to do. Now, before we go taking things apart, I want to show you kind of what I got set up here. Got a socket wrench, got an extender. Went to Harbor Freight. Got you a set of these 3 universal sockets. Got some reducers. We're going to use a 10mm socket. Got our spark plug socket there. Got our spark plugs. Got our anti-seize lubricant there. We're going to put these around the threads of our new spark plugs. Make sure we can get them out next time. Okay, so we're on our left side. Now, videos I've seen, they have you take this hood off first. I don't know if we really need to do that. It may make things a little bit more accessible if you do, if we decide to go that route. You got 2 bolts here on the left and right side. Once you lift that up underneath here, you're gonna have a couple of bolts back up through there. So undo those, you can take that off if you want to. So we're gonna start with an easy one there here in the back. We're gonna have to unplug this wire first so we can get pretty good access to both of those. But we're gonna take our 10mm socket and get those out. Okay, so first, let's see if I can get down in there. I'm gonna take this off right here first. See how we can do that. There we go. So that way, I should be able to get into those 2 at least fairly easily. However, we're gonna see what the best way, like what extensions, what sockets we need to use to get down in there easily. Take those 10mm bolts off. Now, once you get them started, pretty easy to do by hand. You just got to find a way to maneuver, get your hands down in there. All right, so I got the 1, 2, 3, got those off fairly easily. Now, tricky part is getting down in there. If you see that 4th one down in there, right? So we got that wire right here. We got this wire right here. We got our dipstick. I'm gonna unhook all this and take out our dipstick and see if we can get in there to that nut to take that out. Get that out of the way there. We're gonna pull out our dipstick. Now this wire right here already connected, or disconnected, rather. And it's got some clips holding it in there. So I wonder if I can just slide it out of the way like that. We're gonna pull out this dipstick, go from there. Finding the right combination of your socket wrench, extensions, universal sockets, etc. is the key. So take your time, don't get frustrated. You'll find the right combination, get that bolt out of there. Okay, so after we got all these bolts out, this should, see if I can get down there, this should, I'll unplug all these. I can get down there to it good. Should come, can't really do it with one hand, y'all, but anyway, should pull right out. I have to wiggle it a little bit. There we go. Just like that. So you can take these out. You can just try to hang them up somewhere. Now, we need to get our socket wrench down in that hole. Get that spark plug out of there. Y'all, finally got that fourth one out and got all of our thingy do whoppers here out on our left side. Now, next step. So you definitely gonna need an extension. Gonna need your spark plug socket. Make sure you got the right size. Some cars gonna take a 5/8. Mine takes a 9/16. Make sure you got the right one. We're gonna start taking those out, put the new ones in. Now, on the last two on that side, in addition to my socket wrench, I actually used 2 extensions there to get down in there. Now, my car too is a little bit different because it sits so high up off the ground, so it might be kind of an awkward stance, even with the step stool, because then even once you get up, you gotta go down in there to get it out. So, what works for me ain't necessarily gonna work from you. Just, like I said, take your time, find out what tools is going to work best. All right, we are using these NGK Ruthenium HX spark plugs today. So what we're going to do, and I'm going to demonstrate how our spark plug socket really works when you're doing these. So I've got my 9/16 spark plug socket. So these should come already gapped. So you may want to check them. I'm not going to today, but basically what's going to happen is we got to put them down in here, our socket. And see, there's like a rubber gasket on the inside of there, right? So you want to push it down in there and make sure you get a nice snug fit. That way, when you get your socket down in there, you start twisting it, it's going in there good, right? Because if you don't have a snug fit, you're just going to be twisting, never going to get screwed in. That's not good for nobody. So, while we got it in here, we're going to we got some of our anti-seize lubricant. We're going to go ahead and take that out. We're just going to, paste that around our threads there, so that way they don't get stuck down in there. I'm gonna show you how we do that right here. So we're just gonna take that, boom, boom, boom. Doesn't take much. Just put that around your threads there. That way it won't ever get seized up. Next time you do your spark plugs, good to go. Next time you do your spark plugs, you'll be able to get them out fairly easy. All right, y'all, one at a time. We're gonna finish install them all on the left side. Now, to make sure you got it threaded good and everything, you're probably just going to do a little bit of a tug to try to pull it out, just to make sure it's latched on something, right? Because if it's not threading, you're not getting in there, it's going to come right out. So once you start it by hand, just do your little snug, a little pull back, and that should be good to go. I'm going to start it by hand. Then when I feel it starting to tense up a little bit, that's when I'll put my socket wrench on there and tighten it up. Put my socket wrench on there. I think that's good to go. On to the next one. All right, y'all, we got our 4 spark plugs back in on our left side. Now let's put our boots back in the hole. Once you get your boots all installed in the right place, make sure to reconnect. You're gonna hear that click, but you gotta reconnect those wires, and then put your 10mm bolts back in there. Then we go to the next side. All right, y'all, we on to the right side, and forewarn you, it's gonna be a little bit more complicated than that other side. So, first, you gotta take off your air filter cover here. Let's do that. And we're gonna need to take our flathead, loosen that up, take this whole cover off. Okay, now we got this cover. You just flip that over to the side here. Now, you see what I'm talking about? So you got tons of stuff in the way. So you see we got our first boot right there. And then, kind of hard to get and see all of them back here, but got a bunch of hoses and stuff in the way. So I think there's 2, 3, and there's another one back behind there. So we're gonna start by taking some of these hoses off, see if we can expose this a little bit better. All right, first, let's start, get your wrench. We're gonna start by taking this bad boy off here, first of all. So let's loosen that up. And again, this is where it comes in, is where you better be able to remember where all this stuff goes when you get done. So we're gonna put that. That's just in there. Okay, now let's go. Got this thing right here. So there's a clip right there. I'll try to get a wrench on that, see exactly how we can get that undone. All right, y'all, I ended up taking, taking apart this hose right here, right? So that goes in there. I took that, just kind of tuck that back up in there so it's out of the way. It may fall back down. This hose right here, there's a clip. And I think, best I can tell, if you take your needle nose pliers and you squeeze on both sides, eventually, it's gonna fall through. See how that goes back in there? Let's see if I can get that to go. There we go. So we got that unclipped. So let me get 2 hands on her. I'm gonna see if I can get that hose out of the way. But like I said, undo whatever hose you can find. You're gonna have to get 2 hands on her. Move stuff around, get in there best you can. Find out what combination of sockets, extensions, universal joints, all that good stuff that you're gonna need to get back in there to do that. Y'all, not gonna lie, that last plug there is a doozy. Take your time. Make sure you look and don't have nothing else planned for the rest of the day, just in case. But it's gonna save you about 500 bucks. So let's start her up, see if everything's good to go. Y'all, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching another episode of the Nick Gates Show. Take a couple hours out of the day, changed out all my spark plugs, saved $400 or $500. I'm glad I did it. Catch y'all next time.